Hey guys, so it's Annie, and today's video is going to be called Let's Get Frank. So I kind of debated sharing this video, but if you haven't heard my story already, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of it and how I reached Diamond, because I think it's important for me to share this with you if I'm going to help you reach your goals, which is reaching Diamond. So in 2011, in September, my family started the Team Boom coaching group, and we had about 4 people in there. And we also started a Team Boom fitness group. And it was about that time that I was an Emerald, and I was averaging about 100 a month. So I was paying for my shake, and I was getting those free customers from Beachbody. And in January 2012, I had my second son, and I was recently laid off. So I had 2 kids at home, and I had some more free time, although not a lot of time, because as we know, kids can take up a lot of time. But that is about the time that we came up with this simple little invite step. It was not as highly renovated as the document for the invites that we have now. We did not have Instagram. We had Facebook, but we really didn't have a process or an outlet like we do have in Instagram. So I started to get into moms groups. I went on Facebook, and I told myself I can do these invite steps. I can send out a couple of invites a day, and maybe I can get this rolling. After listening to some of the TOPS coach, and I started getting on the national wake-up calls. And it was about April, I started getting responses back, and that's when we made the support group. So I had a way to connect people to the group, and then I could start to build relationships with them, whereas before I would invite people, but I didn't really know where to put them, how to connect with them, so that's why we started these free groups on Facebook. From there, in the end of September in 12, I started getting into coaching. And previously, I had signed up like 7 coaches, but I really didn't know how to train them. There was no Coach Basics. We had no group. There was nothing at all like we have today for coaches. So in the end of 2012, I signed my first coach. I was literally shaking, and my mom was like, you have to ask her to be a coach, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm not asking them. It's ridiculous. I'm embarrassed. I don't know what to do. I'm not trained. So it was about that time that I started posting on Facebook about my results of the Ultimate Reset and PIX, and I was really just putting it out there publicly. And then I started to get coaches, and I was able to learn along with them, because we're not going to know everything right away, but we can learn with them and stick with our coaches and our downline. It's very important to help our downline, but as a personally sponsored coach, you need to be helping your coach. It's all about duplication, and if you're not doing it, then they're not going to be doing it. So that's what I strive to do as a coach. My husband, at the time I was working full-time. I went back into the sales world. I was given a car. I had a gas card. I had an expense account. I was making really, really good money. I'll be completely honest. I hated every minute of it. For me, it was not about the paycheck. It was about how horrible I felt, how I never got to see my kids. I was in a hotel room away, but for me, it wasn't really about the money, but for my husband, it was, because we needed bills to pay. If I wanted to stay home with my kids, then I had to go get a job that was going to be able to do that for me. And what I was most passionate about was working the Beachbody business and helping people with these challenge groups. I found it extremely motivating for myself and helping others as well. So my husband told me, if you make X amount of money, then you can stay home with the kids, minus what I brought in, what I had to pay for daycare. So when I first started as a Diamond coach, I averaged about $200 a week. And without daycare costs, that was okay for a stay-at-home mom, but I still needed to average more. So when I started to average around $400 a week is when I decided I'm going to really go after this opportunity, and I am going to stay home with my kids. And as a stay-at-home mom, bringing in $400 a week, that's a pretty good income. I could still pay my portion of the rent, which my husband called it, but let's be serious, that's what I had to do. I was not making as much as I did in my other job, but for me, it was more about the freedom to do what I wanted to do, which was this opportunity. So in your mind, you really need to set down financially, if that is something that you want for your family, whether it be you are leaving your job as a stay-at-home mom, you can provide the extra vacation that you want, you can contribute more to grocery money, you need to write it down and you need to set a goal. You need to be accountable to it. So you need to be putting it on your Facebook wall that you're doing these programs. You should not be embarrassed about it. Adopt the 80-20 rule where you do 80% about your family and 20% about the Beachbody business. You need to be consistent with it and help your personally sponsored coaches. My biggest regret was not being consistent. I would stop, I would go, I would lose coaches. As a personally sponsored coach, you have to help your coaches. You don't have to know everything, but you should be plugging into the national wake-up calls and some of the calls. And when I was working full-time, I did adopt at least an hour a day to the opportunity. If you only have 15 minutes, then just do your invites. But you have to be consistent with it. And you have to set a goal for yourself. And it cannot be something that somebody else wants for you. I can't set that goal for you. It has to be a goal that you set for yourself. And the more people that you help with this opportunity, the more you're going to reach your goal. So that is today's little tidbit from myself. And I just wanted to share my story because I think it's important for me to do that if I'm going to help you reach your goal, which is my goal. So everyone have a good day. It's absolutely freezing here. I completely forgot that I posted this before, but the winner who gets to reach Diamond first gets a $300 shopping spree from me. So I can't believe I didn't post that in here already. But that is the goal that I'm giving to you because it does take work. It's not something a lot of people think, oh, I can just sign up and I'm going to do this. But you have to put in the work. And for the first 6 months, it's like you're almost working for free. But in the end, it will all come together for you. So thanks, guys, and I hope you have a great day.